Welcome to the Reality Bytes podcast.
I went down and visited Skeeva.
I got to see that maple leaf tattoo on top.
Really? He showed you that? He hasn't even showed me that.
He let me smack it.
We've had so many people DMing us and leaving comments on our YouTube videos about how terrible Trombone Champ's gonna do and the company's gonna go bankrupt. To see it do so well on launch day, it was just like, you know what? That guy can kiss my
You look, you lose 85 pounds, you shave your beard, you put some glasses on, people are like, oh, it's not even, it doesn't look like you anymore.
Yeah, get fat and grow a beard.
Like, he's already biased because he didn't get what he wanted. He wanted Alien Isolation. If you want Alien Isolation, go play Alien Isolation. I very firmly believe that there's many games out there that are ethically great flat games that are absolutely better in VR. Not every game.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Bytes and another episode of Nerd Talk with Todd and Skeeva. How you doing, Skeeva?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here nerding out with you. It's my fave.
I know. I'm kind of excited. We haven't had a nerd episode in like a month, maybe more than a month, a couple months.
Yeah. I feel like this one isn't as nerdy, though, from looking at the topics as it normally is.
Yeah. But there's some interesting things going on, and
there is. Yeah,
we thought, what the hell? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything new and exciting happening in your life before we jump into things?
New and exciting in my life. I got a new phone. I feel like that's always exciting. You know, I grabbed the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra, which is pretty sick.
I know that.
So thin, and like this thing opens up, man. Look at how thin that is. It's literally the thickness of a USB-C port, like exactly.
Oh my goodness, this is exciting. I didn't know you had that.
Yeah,
you
it's pretty sick.
A 5?
I did. I went from a 5 to the 8 Ultra. Yeah. It's pretty sick. I think like my 5, which I have somewhere here.
Mine's here.
Was like it's such an insane difference. Like here, let me pull my 5 out, because like if you compare like the thickness, this is the 5.
Yeah.
And this is the 8. So the 8 is about as thick as half of the 5. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Holy crap.
And the screen size of the front screen is so much more regular. Like it's the screen size on the front of the 5 was like so small, like so thin.
Yeah.
You know, so having like a normal size, front screen is so much better. It's just so much better. Now when you open them up, like the size of the let's see. The size of the when it's open is like pretty good as well. It's pretty significant as far as how much bigger it is.
It's so much better. But is it too big?
No. I think it's perfect. I absolutely love it. I really do. And I just love how thin it is. I love how it feels. The crease, although it's not gone, like if I really hit the light right, you can see it. It is the best crease in a fold so far. They use a layer of titanium under the screen to make it so it doesn't dip down as much, which is really nice, and it's just like it just weighs nothing. So I was, I always have my phone in my hand, just like most people. And the 5, I'd end up with like I hold my phone usually like this, where my pinky is like, kind of
Yeah, same. I
taking
like
the
cradle it,
balance.
right? Yeah, you
Yeah,
cradle it. Yeah.
and my hand would always get really tired, and it hasn't happened with this new phone. It's just like it's so much lighter. It's absolutely bonkers. And I
One
went
thing,
from like a 50 megapixel camera to a 200 megapixel camera, which is super awesome as well.
crazy
So,
different.
yeah. Yeah.
So the one thing I noticed between the 5 and I have the 7, so this
Yeah.
one is pretty much the same thickness. It's as thick as the USB-C port. I
Mhm.
think yours is actually like 0.1 millimeters thinner.
Yeah, it's just barely thinner. Yeah.
Just barely thinner.
Yeah. Mhm.
It has the same titanium thing on the front, so I don't see a crease unless you
Mhm.
really look for
This
it. You can,
this one was really supposed to
there
do
you go.
even better than the 7. Like this is
Yeah.
supposed to be their best creaseless phone yet, which is it really is like
It's super
pretty
hard to see,
impressive.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, you really have to nail the light right at the right place in order to catch where the crease is. But it's very it feels incredible. Like I move my finger over it, and I can barely feel it, which is funny because me, I play a lot of Pokemon Go, and with my 5, I started using the crease of the phone to guide how I throw the ball.
Oh.
And
Yeah, 'cause
now
this
I
is
have to
very
kind of
noticeable on the 5.
relearn how to like play Pogo, right? Because like I can't
Right?
feel the crease anymore, which is super wild. So yeah, it's
It's cool. When you say you rest your I rest it on my pinky always, right? And I noticed that with the 5 compared to the 7,
mhm.
my dent is smaller.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah, it
Because this
is.
thing weighs so much. Like it's
Yeah,
freaking heavy sitting on your
it
finger
is.
all night or
Yeah,
whatever you're doing.
it is.
And another thing that I like
Um,
is I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but you see the gap?
yeah.
It
My is that your
doesn't
5?
lay flat. This
Or
is
is
my
that a
5,
4?
man.
Oh,
That's
because
5.
my 5 does not do that. Mine does lay flat.
Oh,
Did you
mine
drop
won't.
yours?
No.
Are you sure it's a 5 and not a 4? I feel like the 4
Maybe I got the
didn't
wrong one.
close flat. I think you
No, I
dropped
never had a 4. I had a 5 and a 3 and the 7.
3.
So
Interesting.
maybe no, I don't think this is the 3.
Because mine, I don't see any gap in my 5. And
Yeah,
I
it's
definitely
like
don't see it
it's
in
noticeable on this one.
yeah, that's wild.
But on this
I
one,
mean,
yeah, of course, like it's like sandwiched together.
yeah,
You don't see nothing. Yeah.
yeah, you can't see anything.
A way better hinge.
Yeah, it's so satisfying to open and close the way this one snaps open and snaps closed.
And it
I absolutely adore it. Yeah.
right?
The thing I don't like is there is on the camera, on the inside camera,
Yeah.
on the 5, there's a layer of pixels that will turn on and off depending on whether you're
Correct.
using the camera, but it does not do that on the 8.
It does
Which is
not do
kind
it
of
on
a
the 7
bummer.
either.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I mean, I felt like that was a really good
It was nice to hide it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. When you
Yep.
don't need it,
Agree.
it's just there and it's nice. But like I absolutely just adore this front screen too. Like
It's
just
usable. Like when you
yeah.
had mentioned
Mhm.
this, how thin this one is, I
Yeah.
never used the outside screen on this phone.
It was really hard
Maybe to
to.
answer the phone, but never to
Right.
play a game, to browse the
Mhm.
internet. I always
And it made
opened
the keyboard so hard to type on.
with your tiny and
Mhm.
you got massive
Yeah.
hands compared to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. So
Like,
this is a very, very good.
I'm super happy for you. That's great.
The problem is how much like with RAM prices and storage prices, this
Mhm.
phone went up by it was like it was about $500 more expensive than my 5.
Oh man.
Like which is crazy. But I needed an upgrade. This thing would last like how phones after a while the battery just doesn't last anymore. And my Z Fold 5 I'd be my phone would be dead within like 3 hours of waking up in the morning, you know.
Right.
And now this also has a 5,000 milliamp battery, and 40-watt charging plus 25-watt wireless charging. But
Yep.
I can go 2 days again now without a charge because they have 2 batteries, and then one on each side, which is really nice. So it's a charge me every 2 days. And sometimes too, which is what's funny is like I will sometimes I prop my phone open, on the side of my bed at night, and I'll like fall asleep watching a YouTube video, and
Yep.
then the screen will stay on all night. In the morning I wake up, it's still looking at me nice and bright, and it's gone down like 8%,
Right.
which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's been playing video for 8 hours.
Yeah. 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 It's super wild, man. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's been so long since I feel like it's been about 3 years since I've gotten a new phone, so it's always really nice. It's a nice little thing in life because we use our phones so much. It's absolutely wild how much time we spend on these devices. And one thing that I didn't think of was your phone, when you are into home automation, triggers most of your automations in your house.
Yes.
So like it was interesting to go in and have to change all of my automations. I have 72 automations that run in my house from various things that are happening.
Now, is that something you had Claude go in and do for you, or did you actually?
No, I did it myself. So what I found is I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to click on every automation.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go in and find the trigger and like change the phone and reassign it to this new phone. But then what I found out is actually Home Assistant, which is what I use and what you use as well, has on the back end on the server, there's one file that's automation.yaml file.
Yeah.
And it lists every single automation and it stores all the automations. So I just went in there and I did a find and replace.
Oh,
and I just
that's
so it was actually pretty easy, but at first it was like a panic attack. I was like, oh my God, nothing is going to work anymore. Some things too, like like when I park my car, we've talked about this. I park my car and as soon as my phone disconnects from the Bluetooth, it sends my car's location GPS coordinates to Home Assistant, where I can then it just updates right on the front of my dashboard. I can click on it. I can always see where I parked the car, which is great because I lose my car all the time. And but things like that. It's like it holds a MAC address for the Bluetooth, and like so. There's little things that when you change your phone, you don't really realize how many little things will be affected in your life when you get so into home automation.
Yeah.
Totally. So it's funny.
So what made you go with the Ultra instead of the new form factor on the Galaxy Fold 8? Because I think I would go for the smaller one.
Well, so the screen, I wonder if we can pull it up.
Sure.
The screen on the Z Fold8 is about maybe just over half the size of a normal phone screen. And now Google did this a while back with the Pixel Fold. The very first Pixel Fold was this type of form factor, right? Where it was very, very small, which makes using the front screen weird because no apps are truly made for a form factor that short, right? Now, most of them will adapt to the resolution. But if you watch Jasmine's video, Jasmine went and tried this phone with Samsung, I believe. And, she had a few issues with a few apps that just wouldn't conform properly to that short screen. I want a full-size screen on my phone. I just do. Now, the good thing about this short form factor is when you open it and you're watching horizontal content and not
like
vertical
a
content.
Video or something. Yeah.
It fits really well, right? And pictures fit perfectly in that frame. So if you're really using it to watch a lot of YouTube content, the regular Z Fold 8 is probably the way to go because you open it up and it's perfect for video. With the Ultra, when you watch a video, maybe I'll throw on a video just so I can show you while I talk. It will let me see if I can find our channel real quick. I'll just put on
there's the display size differences between outside, inside for the both folds and both folds and the new flip as well.
So this stupid subtitles just come on automatically. All right, so this will end up showing a good amount of black bar on the top and the bottom of a video, right? With and this is the Ultra. with the bigger display. So with the other phone, you're really getting, it's cutting this whole part off of the black bars because the phone is so much smaller and it just fills the screen, right? Really,
Right.
really nicely. But you can also take videos and you can blow them up and make it full screen as well.
Right. Yeah, you can do that on mine
And
as
you
well.
can cut the edges off. Yeah, totally. But I just with the regular Z Fold, which I didn't like, by the way, how they named it, the Z Fold 8, when it's been Z Fold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 they changed the form factor and they made the regular one the Ultra.
The Ultra, yeah.
Which is crazy to me. Like, why didn't they make the other one something? Like, why didn't they call it something else? But either way, I just, that little tiny form factor screen in the front would just drive me bananas. I want to be able to pull out my phone and just use it like a normal phone and not have to open it every single time.
Right.
And like the Pixel Fold came out at this form factor way before its time and failed.
Yeah.
Like, kind of failed miserably. It just didn't sell well. And now Samsung's doing it. And I believe Samsung's doing it because Apple is rumored to be doing this same form factor for their Fold.
Their patents have already been filed for, and it's
Mhm.
exactly the same size. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the rumor mill, is Samsung wanted to get it out first.
Yeah, exactly. And Samsung, as we know, also makes the screens for iPhones.
Right.
So like they're
yeah.
already mass producing these screens for Apple's new phone, right? So I don't know. It's not what I wanted, but I think a lot of people are really liking it, and I've really looked at a lot of reviews, and people are super digging it. And you know what's really nice about the new Samsung Z Folds 2 is do you watch JerryRigEverything, that YouTube channel?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
So JerryRigEverything takes every new phone that comes out and he puts them through stress tests.
Oh yeah,
He gouges the screens.
Yeah.
He lights them on fire. He snaps them in half, and most phones fail this test and are pretty easy to break. The Z Fold series,
he like bends them and stuff, right?
He snaps them in half. Sometimes the phones, like the batteries, like catch on fire. This is a great, absolutely great channel. He really puts every new phone, even the trifold. He bought a trifold and he destroyed it. Absolutely destroyed it. But the new Z Folds passed his test. He was not able to snap them on the hinge. He wasn't able to snap them in half. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. The hardness on the front screen was good enough to withstand a lot of abuse. The middle screen, the large inner display, is very soft. There's no glass on it, as you know. There never has been. So those can scratch very easily. But that's why Samsung gives you a screen protector inside automatically. It comes with that. If it ever gets messed up, they'll give you a free one. And then after that, they're like $30 to have it replaced. You know. But either way, ended up taking it off my other one, and it was fine for a long time. But I'm loving the phone. I think it's great. I really like Galaxy phones. They have come a long way with the compatibility of their software to be able to customize things and really remove bloatware and completely customize the operating system and the UI to how you want it. From being able to fit as many apps onto one single screen and expand the bottom bar, have it do all kinds of crazy things when you get text messages. Like when I get a text message, the whole border of my screen goes around in circles and fireworks go off behind the text messages and like behind the notifications. They're just infinitely customizable, and iPhone users aren't going to truly understand what that means.
No.
but that's okay, because like they get consistent experience, which is kind of what an iPhone
It's what they're used to,
right?
and what that whole ecosystem is all about, right? Like every device you pick up is exactly the same. That's
consistency. Exactly. Where you can completely change the entire UI system completely if you want on most Android phones.
And
so it's
not
great.
just like customize it, but yeah, completely change the UI.
Change it, fully load something else on there. Yeah,
totally.
yeah, exactly. Which is great for a techie and someone that just is absolutely in love with technology and loves computers and Linux and customizing my desktops and all of this stuff. This is just what I prefer. But I have no brand loyalty either. So if iPhone ever comes out with something awesome, I will switch. And I did
You
before.
tried switching actually.
I did.
Just a couple years ago, you switched to the 15 Max or 17.
Yeah,
16
when the Apple Vision Pro came out, I went
Right.
and I bought the brand new Pro Max iPhone.
Right. And we all thought,
dude,
what are you doing?
I brought that back within 2 weeks. I really tried, but it was a good decade step backwards.
Right.
Like a good decade of
And
features.
iPhone users just don't get that. Like,
no,
I can just see the comments right now just lighting up.
Oh, I know.
Like,
people are going to light us up. And it's okay
iPhone's
because
way ahead of the things. It's like more technically advanced and everything. No, it's not.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's definitely not. No. But because I am about the hardware. Give me the best hardware. Give me customizability. Let me do things within the operating system that I want to do. Like it's so bad on Apple that you can't even change the default Maps application. You can put another one on there, but anytime you click a link, it's going to Apple Maps. Like, this is just how it works. Safari is the web browser. Apple Maps is the map thing. iMessage is the messages.
iTunes
app, right?
is your music.
There is no changing that. There just isn't. Yeah. If you don't like something that a way something functions on an Android, you just uninstall it and you put another program on. It's a computer.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't like the way messages works. So I will choose from the 50 other messages apps that I can grab from the App Store.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But have a different look or have a different color scheme or have a different complete feel to it or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But that isn't the priority of most people. And that's okay. It's okay to not need to do those things because the things that Apple does put out are usually pretty solid. Oh, that's cool. I love that. Oh, you're going to get us in trouble again.
Oh,
dang. Oh, and then you
damn you, YouTube. What I wanted to show you before I swear and show you, I can't change my wallpaper. I don't want to change my wallpaper. Look at his forehead. See the white dot?
Oh, yeah.
It's a pixel burnt out.
Oh, no.
Yes, it happened about 2 months ago.
No.
And I've been like babying it ever since because I'm afraid it's going to get worse.
Wait, is it still under warranty though?
No. It is not under warranty anymore.
Wait, you didn't get a 2-year warranty?
I got a 1-year warranty.
Oh man, I pre-ordered mine and because of that they gave me a 2-year for free.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
I should look in. Maybe I do.
I would check it out.
I don't think so, but I should definitely check it out.
Most phone companies won't replace a phone over one dead pixel.
Yeah, they probably won't replace it anyway, but
yeah.
At least if it gets worse, then I know I'm covered if it's under warranty. But this is going back to your conversation about it not being glass. Like it is not, it's a soft, like a liquid crystal screen. So I dropped my keys on it from like an inch above the phone. Like,
yeah.
It was like dunk pixel.
Yeah. Oh, if it was from the keys.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. They are very soft. It is the screen without the glass on top of it. So if you were to take if an iPhone user were to pull the glass, physically rip the glass off, you would get that soft LCD screen. And that's what is the interior display because you can't fold glass, right? Obviously. So anyway. Yeah. So anyway, I think the whole point of me even talking about getting that phone too was that, changing all the automations because that's how home automation really like knows where you are. Yeah. And like when I come home, it's like, do you want me to turn the alarm off? Would you like me to open the garage door so it's open when you get there? It turns the thermostat to certain, depending on what phones are in the house and which ones aren't. It completely customizes the house to who's here. and who's not. So yeah, that was a little something I didn't think about because it's been 3 years of just customizing a smart home with one phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
With
right.
my old phone.
I even have
So
phone automations on my kids' phones, on my wife's phone. So when we
yeah,
come home from work, the lights will turn on, or it'll
mm,
announce when my kids are home from school, or
yeah,
all of my Alexa devices will announce when the kids walk in.
yeah.
There's so many things
It's
you can do with just the location of that phone. You
yeah,
never really think about it that until you don't have it anymore, and then you're like, "What the heck? None
yeah.
of this stuff works."
I know everything becomes so vanilla and weird, and nothing does anything anymore when you're moving around.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, to someone that doesn't do smart home stuff or isn't into it yet, sounds like what? What are you talking about? But as you're going throughout your day and things are just happening, and you're not touching anything, and everything's adjusting itself to your presence,
Yeah.
like it becomes a thing that, like, once it's gone, it is the strangest feeling.
It is,
Like
like,
truly.
I'm having issues with I have a hallway automation
Uh-huh.
that turns on my lights when we walk up our stairs. It turns on the stairs light,
Yeah.
and throughout the day, that light gets dimmer
Yeah.
so that in the middle of the night, it's not blinding you.
Yeah, mine does that too, yeah. I
Our
set
master
it to the
bedroom
sun, yeah.
door generally stays open at night because of our dogs. They go
Mhm.
in and out of the bedroom. So if the dog goes out of the bedroom, now the automation things doesn't detect the dogs, but if my kids go out to go to the bathroom or something in the hallway,
Mhm.
that hall light goes on at night just for a
Yeah.
few minutes. But if it's not dimmed, our whole bedroom lights up like it's the 4th of July.
Yeah, like it's Christmas.
So it's an important thing, and it's not working at the moment. And you're walking up the stairs, and it sounds stupid, but you're like, I have to push the light switch to turn the light on.
My
Like, I
god.
don't want to touch the light switch.
I haven't used the light switch in so long. I
Yeah,
haven't touched my phone for controls. All the lights just do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. They know where the sun is, they know where we are. They
yeah,
know what time of day it is, how bright things should be, and they constantly adjust all by themselves without ever touching anything. It's funny, the other night, my stepdaughter like was kind of in a mood and refused to eat her dinner.
yeah.
We cooked this food. She's like, I don't want this. So we're like, okay, well, you don't have to eat it, but you can't have anything else.
But yeah,
But
it's not a
we'll
restaurant.
leave it here for you. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And if you get hungry, you come back. But then it's like she's gonna sneak down to the pantry, right? She's gonna wait till
right.
everyone goes to bed. But
But
now, like, if
the
she
lights will
walks
come on.
downstairs and she opens the pantry, it sends us notifications to the phone. So like,
Nice.
and it says there's little fingers in the pantry. It's funny. He's like, you can use home automation to really make your kid's life hell.
That's funny, that's a good one.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. So
That is cool.
yeah.
Have you added
Mhm.
anything, any new automations, any new tricks, or I've added one kind of cool thing. I had a
What
problem
did
that
you add?
needed solving. So I have a ratio water system in my yard, front and back and
Uh-huh.
side of the house yards. So it's like a underground sprinkler system. So home assistant is set up to run all that. So our city gives us a schedule when we can water because we're in a water shortage because there's wildfires up here, as everybody knows. So we can only water our lawns certain times a day, certain days of the week. So I just
Mhm.
tell all that to home automation, and it tells that to my sprinkler system and sets everything up for me, so I don't have to
Oh,
worry about it,
nice. Nice.
which has been great. But I have one sprinkler head that's at the end of my driveway that leaks constantly, 24 hours a day.
Oh,
So I didn't realize it was leaking because I work from home and I
yeah.
never leave my house.
Go touch grass, nerd.
Right. So my wife comes home from work one day. She's like, "That the sprinkler thing's still leaking." I'm like, "Yeah, well, it probably watered the lawn this morning, and you're just seeing it wet because of that. Like, it's fine.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's not fine. Apparently, it's been leaking for months, and I didn't know because I didn't look. Yeah, our water. I went and looked at our water bill, and it's way higher than it should be. I'm like, what the hell is
Oh,
going on? It's been like pouring out onto the road for months. Yeah.
oh,
So I called
dang.
my sprinkler guy, a sprinkler guy, come over, have a look at my sprinklers, figure out if you can fix it. Turns out it's not the head, it's the solenoid which turns the water on and off.
Oh.
And this is like we aren't the first owners of this house, and the sprinkler system was put in by the previous owners. We've been here for 10 years, but I have no idea where the main box is to the sprinkler system. We have one in the backyard, which controls all the back, and I know where that is. But
Yeah.
apparently there's one that controls all the ones in the front yard, and I don't know where it is.
Oh,
It's under the
dang.
grass somewhere, or it's in the garden somewhere, or he doesn't know where it is. He went around, dug holes all over the place, can't find it.
Wow.
So he's like, you have two options. I can dig up your whole system so that I can trace the line to where the solenoid is, which is going to cost you a fortune. Or you can just go turn your water off between the scheduled sprinklers. I'm like, well, it does it at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going downstairs at 5 o'clock in the morning to turn on my water and then wait for an hour and then turn it off. That's dumb.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pay you a fortune to dig up my whole yard. I got a big yard. Forget that. That's dumb too. So he laughed. He didn't charge me anything for all the work he did. He's the nicest guy in the world. Maple Leaf Gardening, I think, is the name of the company. He's such a nice guy.
Cool.
But then I went on Amazon and I found out that you can buy a water control valve for $40 that hooks up to Matter Systems, which is what Home Assistant uses.
Yep.
It doesn't have an app. It doesn't have anything. All I did was I attached it to my pipe, put the little lever over top of the handle, turned it on, went to my Home Assistant. It said, hey, I found a new thing. And it says it's a water valve connector. Do you want me to install it? I'm like, yep. And I set it up so that as soon as the sprinklers turn on, the valve opens. A minute after the sprinklers turn off, the valve closes.
Sick.
Problem solved.
There you go. Boom. Fixed.
All
right. So here's the next thing you have to do. Now that you have that, they sell these little sensors, the little plastic sensors that connect via Matter to home automation systems, and they have little metal pieces. And you put them under your sink, under your hot water heater.
I've seen those.
Yeah. So if it detects water, it will turn off the main valve of your house and stop a flood before it happens.
I should put one on my main valve. Yeah. This is just on my sprinkler system valve.
Put one on your main valve for sure. Yeah, if you get a good deal on one of those, and then just those little tiny water sensors, they're so cheap. You can buy packs of them and you can put them under every sink of the house, and anywhere that would normally spring a leak and flood your house while you're away or whatever, and it will just turn the valve off. Like Home Assistant, you can just tell it, if this detects water, turn the main valve off to the house.
So about a year ago, we had that happen. We happened to be home, thankfully. But I walked into my kitchen to an inch of water.
Ooh.
The refrigerator, the ice line that goes to our fridge behind the fridge had cracked. And the fridge was leaking water constantly. And we were asleep. We woke up to this much water on half the main floor of the house. Like, if we were on holidays or something, that would have ruined the house.
Oh yeah, that would have been it. You would have had to replace your drywall, the flooring, all. And
it's a 3-story house, so like the basement would have flooded. It would have been just
Now you can make it so that can never happen for probably $100.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm gonna order those. Yeah.
And then all you got to do is just make sure that it plays a sound when any of the little batteries get low, or Home Assistant. Like I tell Home Assistant to tell me any device in the house, once it hits 20% battery, to send me a notification. And so I know to go and replace the batteries way before the need. So like there's a lot of fail safes in place, but being able to have these things do things by themselves can really save you a lot of time, a lot of hassle, a lot of money, a lot of stress, and you can really like nip these things in the bud before they happen. I haven't done too many crazy things lately. One thing that I did do is I was having some power issues at my house where different things were causing my power to fluctuate, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I put on my electrical box, I put a sensor on every single breaker.
I have that.
Yeah, so now I can go and I can look, but also now I can see like how much power the house uses throughout the day, throughout the week. You can see like when no one's home, like how much less it uses as the air conditioning units turn on in the hotter parts of the day. you can just tell it what dates or what weeks. You can say, show me from this day to this day, or however you want to do it, from whatever times, and click the button, and it just shows you your power consumption, and boom, big spike there, and you can
Big
see all
spike
kinds
there,
of
yeah.
weird things happening, and you can really get granular with how you start to manage the power in your house. And so I now have all of these, um every single one of these things in my house I can monitor and see what's spiking power, and see, and then I can have it hit automations too. So like if something goes over a certain amount of power, like I can tell it do whatever, that
Yeah.
I want it to do, which is really nice. And then there's all the work servers have their own power monitors for when we're doing builds for the different Flat2VR games,
Right.
which is nice too. I can tell when things are spiking, when things go offline. Like there's just so that is pretty ultra nerdy, and things that people probably don't really care about. But
This is actually how I did. This is how I used, or I created a home automation for my washing machine and dryer
oh yeah,
to notify when
yeah,
they're done. It
yeah,
announces over my Alexa devices because it monitors the device that's on the breaker for the washing machine, and when it stopped using power, it knows
yep.
the laundry's done.
And
Yeah.
that's what I had done with mine too, because I had just a regular dumb washer and dryer, and so I told it when the power goes up, it's on. When it goes off, when the power consumption goes down under a certain wattage, announce throughout all the speakers to move the laundry to the dryer, turn the lights on in the house a certain color so you can't miss it,
Yeah.
and then every 10 minutes until someone changes it, say, hey, it still needs to be done, otherwise it tells you once, you forget, and then
Yeah.
the clothes smell, right? But recently I replaced my washer and dryer because that washer and dryer was terrible. And now this has smart features. So I redid the automations, because now it can send you a notification. Like it was very easy to port that information directly into Home Assistant and expose the sensors to the new washer and dryer and just rebuild the automations like that. But now,
Cool.
on top of that, in Home Assistant, I can also see how much time is left on the washer and dryer, like, and kick off whatever other automations I want as well. For example, like when the washer's done, you could have it like pause a movie that you're watching, or like, whatever you want to do. There's unlimited possibilities of the things that you can automate. Every single thing in your house can be connected, and everything connects as a trigger to make anything else happen. Like you can have it so when someone walks up to your door, if there's motion, it just pops on your TV while you're watching a movie and shows you a live feed of your doorbell camera. Things like this. I set up cameras around the perimeter of my house, and I can say, if it's a certain day and I didn't take the trash out, tell me that the trash bin's still there. And let me know. Take the trash out.
Right.
Like things like that. So it's really wild, the things that you can do with home automation. And it's weird to me that in a time in 2026, when everyone is kind of obsessed with technology, that this isn't the biggest thing ever. Like, why aren't people automating their homes more? Why aren't people like really getting into like all of the crazy things that you can do to your house? Like, you live in your house. It is your domain, your castle. Like, what you do to your house is such like, it really affects the quality of your life, in every second of every day that you're here. So why isn't this huge? Why
And
is it only
I
tech in
don't think
cars
it's
or
a
phones?
cost related thing, because a lot of
Everything is
these
getting cheap now.
home
Yeah.
automation things are getting super cheap. Like that
Mhm.
water valve thing. You know how much money that's going to save me in
Yeah.
water, in
Mhm.
in the digging up of my lawn that the guy wanted to do.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars versus $38 plus tax
Yeah.
to buy that
Yeah.
valve.
Yeah.
And you had seen something about light bulbs that were on sale.
Oh yeah. So there was just recently a really good deal on Amazon. I'm not sure if it's still there. But the Govee light bulbs, the standard RGB WW light bulbs, went on sale from $40 for 4 of them to $29 for 4 of them. And the reason this really matters, all of the lights in my house, I have canned lights throughout all the ceilings. I have LED strips in some of the rooms. I have, light switches that control some of the dumb lights that connect to Wi-Fi that can be turned on and off. They all work over Matter, except for about a dozen or so of these Govee bulbs that required a cloud connection. So if my internet went out, there was a
Right.
handful of lights in my house that you could not control locally. These bulbs have Matter built in, and Matter is a protocol that does not require a cloud connection. All it requires is an internal network connection, and you can control the device from the manufacturer's app, from Home Assistant, from Alexa, from Google, from like anything that you want. It's compatible with Apple HomeKit, with literally everything without any internet connection whatsoever.
Right.
So as things go out, like you can still have all your automations working. And I had a handful of bulbs that still did not have Matter built in and could only
I have
be controlled.
4 left that are still in
Yeah.
circulation that don't have Matter or
Yeah.
Zigbee. I use Zigbee for a bunch of my stuff
I
too.
love Zigbee.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Absolutely
That's
love
neat
Zigbee.
because Zigbee bulbs will actually become a repeater or Zigbee
Yeah.
outlets or whatever. So it can help you with automating things further and further away or do other things based
Yeah.
on it. Like, yeah.
So for
the Zigbee ones are
people
cool.
that don't know, Zigbee is a protocol that you can use for smart home devices. That is a low power wireless signal. So you do not have to connect a million devices to your Wi-Fi router at home and bog it down. And it creates its own mesh network. So if you put, if you have something, people with Wi-Fi issues in their house know that you go to a certain part of your house and that whatever device you're trying to use over there is not going to work very reliably because your Wi-Fi, so you're too far away from your router. Zigbee, every single device amplifies the signal to the next device, and it creates a mesh network. Not only does it create a mesh network throughout your house, it reconfigures itself and it heals itself automatically without you doing anything. If a device goes offline, it goes, oh, this is offline. Let's reconfigure the routes of all these devices so the network still functions.
So all the rest
at
of the light
peak
bulbs will
performance.
work, even though that one is damaged
Right.
or unplugged or whatever the case is. Yeah.
Right. And you can actually go into your Zigbee configuration and you can watch in real time your Zigbee network shifting around and reconfiguring itself.
Oh, that's
It's like
cool.
it's like this living, breathing organism. It's super, super wild. And it's super awesome because all of this stuff now has its own dedicated Wi-Fi signal that does not require a router, right? Like, and just communicates back locally to whatever platform that you use. For us, it's Home Assistant.
Right.
And it's just the coolest. It's cool tech, like I just think this stuff is so neat. And I feel like we're going to see technology like this throughout all different kinds of technology in the future, like self-driving cars and things like that will have these types of networks that, can reconfigure themselves and bounce data so all the cars can talk to each other. It's really, really cool stuff. And yeah, I just love nerding out over home automation.
Well, it's cool because home automation and AI have become they're
Yeah.
getting closer and closer together, right? They're building integrations inside of themselves, like the Zigbee network, to make the home automation easier, to make your lives easier. But it's not just using like Matter bulbs or
Mhm.
a typical HomeKit bulb where you need a cloud service, you need an account. Like I've got 2 things, even this light right here is plugged into a TP-Link outlet,
Mhm.
which still needs a TP-Link cloud account in order for those bulbs to, or those outlets to work. So I've actually got a 4-pack of Matter outlets or a Zigbee outlets to replace my TP-Link outlets because I don't want to have a cloud account attached to my outlets anymore. Because right now, 4 of my things don't work because I don't remember my password to the TP-Link app.
And I have had
What a pain in
situations
the ass.
where I had outlets and things like that, and then the company discontinued them.
Yeah.
And
Well, every once in a
bricked
while
your
with TP-Link, they
devices.
throw out a firmware, and that
Mhm.
firmware no longer works with third-party connections. So you
Right.
have to go back into the app and reconfigure them to work with third party every time
Right.
the TP-Link does an update.
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. With Matter devices and things like that, you have local control. If
Yeah.
the company ever decides to discontinue that product, The product will still work. Obviously, you have whatever risks are associated with that firmware not being updated anymore. But like with Zigbee and stuff, it's not connected to the internet anyway.
Right.
So it
That's the
doesn't
best
really matter,
part.
you
Yeah.
know? And these companies can't say, well, that product's too old now. We want you to buy new stuff. So we're going to break all your devices. So this is all really good stuff to know when you're deciding to dive into the world of home automation. Get things that are locally controlled. Get Zigbee, get Z-Wave, get Matter devices. There's Thread and Thread over or Matter over Thread. So there's multiple different types of protocols you can use. And I use a combination of all of them.
Yeah. Same.
I have a Zigbee antenna. I have a Z-Wave antenna. So the device that I really want, I can just plug it up and with Home Assistant, you literally, as soon as you turn that device on, as soon as it gets power, Home Assistant says, "Hey, look what I found. You want me to put this on?"
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think this
which is
belongs
super
over
sick.
here, and I think it's called this.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, which is super sick. So this
Yeah.
stuff is getting easier and easier and better and better. And you know, well, one of the big misconceptions is that, you know, when you have a smart home and your internet goes out, everything stops working. And if you do it correctly, that will not be the case. Everything will continue to run and run well.
Another one of those misconceptions, I think why Home Assistant type things haven't taken off is that all of your information and all of your patterns and habits go out to the internet,
But they don't.
but they don't.
They stay on a local machine that you installed this on. They never go back to the company. Home Assistant is an open source project that anyone can contribute to, and nothing gets sent back to home base of Home Assistant. Everything is locally stored. That does mean that you need to make sure this stuff gets backed up. I have a Home Assistant automation that backs itself up and it puts it on another server on my local network.
Yeah.
Right. So if anything happens, which it has before, I can restore it and everything is back the way it was. But like, so you don't have those cloud perks, but you also don't have all of the other issues.
You don't have the
Data
cloud headaches.
collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, the data collection stuff, the selling of your data, the being observed and having, you know, a company that's watching how everyone is using all of their stuff. You don't have, you know, a lot of the security issues that you might have with other things. And you don't have companies that can brick devices because they're too old and they don't want to support them anymore. All of this stuff is very locally controlled. So that to a technical person, that's a really good thing. To a non-technical person, it means they're responsible for these things and they have to know how to fix them when they break, right?
Yeah, and like you say, like the backup it's all built into the system. It's not like you have to come up with these great ideas. I did so much research and I've learned a whole bunch more since installing this and setting that up. Like I was pointing out, that's my Home Assistant machine right there. But if anybody in the comments has any questions, anybody listening or watching this afterwards has any questions about how to set it up or what things to use or what we recommend, by all means, ask us in the comments.
For sure.
We lived and breathed this stuff, and I just have so
Let
much
us
fun
know.
talking about it.
And you don't need a nice Alienware machine like Todd has back there. It will literally run on a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah,
you can buy $100 Raspberry Pi. You can put an old laptop that isn't being used anymore, set it up on that. Like you can use anything, any like old hardware. This stuff does not need a lot of horsepower at all.
Before I moved it to that machine, and the only reason I moved to that machine is because it was sitting in the closet and it's blue and looks cool.
It does look
but
cool.
I had mine running on a Raspberry Pi, velcroed to this wall for 3 or 4 months. And literally it's this big.
Yeah.
And it worked great. And it just stuck to the wall and did everything that I needed it to do.
Yeah.
And using that backup and restore automations, I just backed it up, installed it on this, restored it on that, and within 20 minutes I was up and running.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah, I had an old machine, an old Intel i3 processor running on like some really old machine from 20 years ago, and that was my Home Assistant server for a while, and then the power supply on it died, you know, but I had a backup. It was backing up to my Plex server. So I just brought up like an old Mac Mini from 20 years ago.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I just literally, you can install Home Assistant operating system on it. So it doesn't even have Windows on it. It doesn't have, like, it literally has its own operating system. You install the OS on there, and then you restore the old backup, and then you're back up and running. There's very, very little that you have to do from that point.
So with this one, what I actually ended up doing is I installed Proxmox, which is like
Oh, cool.
a virtual machine host,
Mhm.
like Hyper-V or VMware, that kind of a thing,
Mhm.
but open source and free.
Yeah.
Well, it has a free version. And so on that now, I've got a Home Assistant virtual machine. I have an Ollama virtual machine with my own
So you have your own
AI.
built-in AI
So I
local
do
to your
all of my
house that does
a
not
lot of my
transfer
AI
data.
chatting and stuff. I
Mhm.
offload a lot of my automations. I offload to that, so I don't use API tokens. It doesn't cost me anything.
Mhm.
I also have on there a VM with stable diffusion, so that I can
Sick.
do all my own image generation without having to use or doesn't cost me tokens anymore. I do it all for free, and all done on one computer. And
Sick.
even like installing all those programs free,
And
completely legal.
with a lot of those programs too, with a lot of the open source AI systems that you run locally, a lot of the copyright protection and like not, being where you can't generate certain characters and things like
That's
that
all gone.
on like OpenAI, that
Yeah,
you can do all that stuff,
yeah, yeah,
which is kind of fun.
yeah.
So
You can do
yeah,
anything you want, really.
yeah,
Like there are no gates. You can turn
yeah,
all the gating off and then do whatever you
yeah,
want. Yeah.
yeah.
And then you can go on the internet and you can find models and all kinds of things to generate things more specific, or if you want to do hardware stuff or game controllers and you want intricate things, you can find all kinds of things that'll help you do that. Like, yeah, there's definitely, if you got the hardware, it's
Yep.
not as quick. Like ChatGPT can do an image for me of a t-shirt mock-up in 30 seconds. It'll take maybe 2 minutes, maybe a minute.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
it's not terrible, but
Yeah, and it might not
definitely
be the
slower.
exact quality. A lot of the big companies are running like really, really high-end models with the newest training data. You might not get that same quality, but a lot of it you are going to get pretty dang close,
Yeah,
which is really nice. Man, you know what's funny is like when we were talking about what we were going to talk about today, let's just briefly mention like,
I know, right?
Govee had these light bulbs on sale, you know, which I just checked. They're no longer on sale, and that's kind of a bummer. So
Well,
sorry.
I see them
But
on Amazon for $33 for a 4-pack for the 1,000 RGB matter bulbs.
oh, that's cool. Okay, it's $40 here for me, but I did get it when it was on the $29 sale. I replaced a bunch, so that's good. But the whole point the whole point is like,
Really?
it could be, it's definitely good. Make sure Matter, most of these things have Matter or Zigbee or
Yeah,
even Z-Wave. um, when you're purchasing things like this, um, and then and you'll be good well into the future. But I really thought this was going to be a 5-minute conversation, and we're almost an hour in.
I know, right? Like
Like, that's so funny.
we sat for 45 minutes before the show today.
Yeah,
We're preparing things and looking up different topics, and we're like, oh, there's just not a ton of really cool things to talk about. Let's just touch on these 3 topics. We'll be done in an hour. And
yeah, yeah.
one topic, and I could continue to talk about this for another
I
hour.
could too. I could too. We should do just a home automation podcast.
Sure, the rest of that stuff.
Oh man. Yeah,
Yeah,
so yeah, that's funny. We spent a lot of time on this. But so we kind of started branching out onto AI and being able to run local AI, which is kind of a good segue into some of the AI things that are kind of happening right now. I wanted to mention the people, and especially people in the United States, have probably been seeing a lot of stories about these new flock cameras that are coming out, and they're cameras that are hooked up to AI systems that and they're all over the place now, and they're reading license plates as they walk by, and they're keeping logs of where everyone's going and what everyone's doing and who's in the cars, and um, and people are freaking out over here about it. I know there's a lot of countries, and probably a lot of our listeners that are in mass surveilled countries where this is okay.
and
People
somewhat
here,
normal, somewhat, yeah.
yeah. Now, I you know, I feel like a lot of people are a little delusional thinking that we aren't really mass surveilled here. We are, but when it gets put in our face like this, a lot of people freak out. So these cameras are all over the place, and they are being used, like I said, to track where all the cars are going and who's where and who's passed by, and but there is a lot of controversy right now. People don't like this. People don't like when you're being surveilled and it's obvious. So people are doing crazy things. People are like backing their trucks into these things and destroying them. And like there's been a lot of the contracts in the country have not been renewed because a lot of the police officers are starting to get in trouble and being fired. People are duct taping them up. But like some of the cops are using this stuff to like monitor where their wife's going and
Yeah, that's
like
crazy.
people like doing crazy stalker stuff, and then they're getting caught and they're getting fired. There's a lot of crazy things happening with these cameras. And I just wanted to mention it because like I am definitely one for privacy rights. Like I understand we're in a time where privacy is very hard. Even if you want to have your stuff remain private, it means that a lot of things will not advance. A lot of things won't be customized to you, and it really limits what a lot of the technology can do. But I'm still all about like with this whole home automation setup, right? Like keeping things local, running things here where you can control it, where you can tell who can see your data and who can't. Like I'm all about that. But it's very interesting that all of these things exploded throughout the country, and now people are freaking out. They're shooting them. They're doing all kinds
That's
of
great. I
crazy things.
until today I'd never even heard of these. Like this is not a thing up here.
Well, and you're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
And so there's no flock systems over there right now.
Not that I'm aware of. I've never heard of it, but there might be in some of the bigger cities like Toronto, maybe Toronto, probably just because it's such a border town.
Yeah.
Maybe Vancouver. I doubt it. I think I would have heard about it if they're there, but
Yeah.
I've
It's
never.
interesting. How do people in Canada really respond to this type of surveillance? Is it more lax with over there than it is kind of here, or how do people respond to that?
In my experience, we're more lax.
Yeah.
I think and this is probably a hot take on this, but I think that the overall societal benefit of having this surveillance for example, we had an autistic child in the next door neighbor, like in the neighborhood beside me, go missing about a month ago. He was missing for 13 days and was found dead in a culvert because
Oh,
nobody could find him, and he was like
yeah.
heavily highly autistic, couldn't find his way home. He starved to death. Like if we
Oh,
had a
that's so
society
sad.
where there was cameras everywhere, we could have found that kid in a day and
Mhm.
problem
Well,
solved. The
I think
crime
it's
is lower. The
yeah.
vehicle theft is lower. Break-ins are lower. Muggings are lower. Like I don't know. To me anyway, and most people I know, it's more of a I don't have anything to hide walking to the grocery store. Like I don't if you're recording me. If I'm walking to the grocery store and someone shoots me, I sure as hell hope someone saw that on camera.
Yeah.
To me, that's more of
Yeah.
a benefit, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, and I don't think there's a lot of people that would argue those points, right? The main problem is there's so much corruption
Yeah.
in government, and even the governments that are not yet corrupt or are less corrupt than the others will become so eventually. Ultimate power always ends up in ultimate corruption. It just does. It always does. It always has been. It always will. Right.
That's
So it's
true. I
like,
guess I'm just an optimist that I hope that kind
yeah,
of stuff doesn't
and that's
happen, but
and
you're
in the
right.
perfect world, it would be great to only have that stuff used legitimately. And it's funny because if you look up the flock camera issues here, so much of what's making the news is the instant corruption that's been happening, is the people tracking people for their own benefits. It's like all of these things that are getting all kinds of people fired because people cannot control themselves when they have access to this kind of data, and it's really been causing
But in other
just
countries,
a lot
they
of issues.
do. So why
Well,
can't they control
because I
themselves?
think like a lot of other countries, like a lot of that stuff will be kept private when those things happen, and when people are caught abusing the system, it's the government, and the people don't have any right to look into that stuff. Here we have free press in a
Oh,
way,
true.
you know what I mean? So at
Yeah.
least that stuff can be brought to the public, where a lot of places it cannot be. It's not allowed to be, right? So
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's just all interesting, and I definitely see all of the different sides of like if surveillance is can be used for good or bad. But the point of this is these, new artificial intelligent cameras that are able to like track the stuff and put all this data together. I just thought it was an interesting story. And if our listeners in the States will be all about, probably have heard a lot about this so far.
I'm curious to see what other people think. Like, it reminds me of that movie with Shia LaBeouf, Eagle Eye.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Eagle Eye,
That's a pretty good movie.
where their society surveils everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the whole. You're right. Like the people at the top were corrupt as hell and using it for things that they shouldn't have. And
Yeah, it would be nice to live in a world where that didn't happen, right?
yeah, right.
That would be really nice.
It
Oh,
sure
what
would.
can you do? What can you do? But anyway, so I thought that was a very interesting story. There was another good AI story that
There was
I think there was a few of them.
Claude.
Oh yeah.
And this is
So-
another good story of, is it
Yeah.
corruption or are we jumping on
Yeah.
the bandwagon too soon for some of this kind of stuff, right? Like AI
Yeah.
taking our jobs, or not taking our jobs necessarily, but making our jobs too easy, too soon. Like, trust me, I'm a freaking Claude Code junkie. I use it
Yeah.
hours a day to make my life easier and to make our other employees' lives easier. I sit in meetings and I hear them talking about, things that they're doing, and I'm like, oh, why are you doing it like that? Or I could help you make that so much more efficient. And then I'll go code for 2 days and come up with this whole process to make their lives easier.
Yeah.
I get it. But at the same time, there's one story, and I don't remember, was it actually Claude that did it, or was it something they called Claude?
They named this AI system Claude. I don't believe it was actually Claude. But yeah, the point is it's an AI system that this company was using it had the employee handbook, it had the rules of the company, and then it was monitoring what the people were doing. And it fired someone for disobeying the company rules and
apparently they were late multiple times. It had given warnings to the employee that, if you're late again, there'll be consequences. But it did all of this without any human intervention or HR or the CEO, or nobody knew this was happening. The AI just did it on its own.
Yeah.
And then ended up ultimately firing an employee.
And this is a San Francisco retail store. And it's run by an AI startup called ElevenLabs. And it's wild because this is, as far as I know, this is the very first time I've heard of an AI system monitoring employees and making the call to remove someone's employment. It fired someone for being being late for 17 of 23 shifts. So the person was obviously not the best employee, but the point here is we are now to a point where this is like some stuff from futuristic movies, right? Like AI will be watching what you're doing at work, possibly, right? And this is going to get more and more widespread and make the call to fire you or to put you under disciplinary action. Like, this is no longer going to be something that a person does that has empathy to situations, or like this is like a system that says, these are the rules. If you break the rules, you are gone. And that's a very wild future, especially and almost, could lead to some a almost dystopian type of future where we're just constantly monitored and constantly having to fear for any kind of screw up because the AI overlords are gonna
Could you imagine being in a job, and I'm sure they still exist, where you punch in and punch out, and you've punched in late, a minute late. It's not going to care. It understands
right
late.
up. Yeah.
And now you've done that 4 or 5 times because you're dropping your kids off at daycare, and now you come to work and you're fired because
and
AI
I'm sure
decided.
I'm sure the company can put in the tolerance defaults, right? The tolerance.
I would hope so.
If it's under, if it's under 5 minutes, don't worry about it. Or like if it's only so many times, don't do anything. So I'm sure there's got to be customization on these things. But it's just interesting that people are going to be taken out of this, and computers are going to have to say whether you work or not, whether you have a job, whether you can pay your rent, whether you can put food on the table. And I see both ends of this too, right? Like, I mean, this person probably was not a good employee. They were late a lot.
Right.
They were probably doing a lot of things wrong. And so I'm not fighting for either direction on this. I do like having humans in the loop because empathy is a thing that a computer right now can't
I was
simulate.
just going to say that. That's right.
You know, and there really needs to be a human aspect to a lot of these things. Like, even if AI were to flag something and to send it to a manager to review, and the manager makes a call and fires you, and not to get an email from an AI saying you're fired.
Right. That to me, that's smart usage of AI. Actually, if you had it monitoring your handbook, monitoring employees, time, vacation, time off, sick days, all that kind of stuff, but then it just recommends things to your HR department instead of acting on its own and doing things. And one of the quotes from this article is that, of course, they didn't think it was unethical that it was fired. The person was fired because they were late 17 times, and they figured a human would have actually done it sooner. We don't know the whole story, but it also says that between, what did it say here? Oh, I lost it. Oh, the models are increasingly being trained to be more ruthless and to follow the goals.
Yeah.
So like that's their goal, is to have this as your HR department.
Well, and ultimately there's no way, I do not see a future where this stops at management of a company. Ultimately, this could be law enforcement. This could be the government as a whole, right?
Can you imagine?
Like, there is a lot of compelling argument to say, what if we removed corrupted senators and presidents and replace them with an AI that has no bias, that can't be bought, right? Like, obviously there's a lot of issues because this stuff can be manipulated on the back end, and this stuff is code, right? So like, I'm sure you can taint it.
Like someone has told it what to do. Yeah.
Right. But like, ultimately, I can absolutely see a future where we remove a lot of corruption from government and and replace it with AI systems. And I am not saying I want that, because I do not like authority, and I don't want a computer like watching me all the time. But I can say that I see this. I see this happening.
What about even the judicial system, where court cases and stuff are being tried by AI?
Do you remember that movie that just came out? There's a movie that just came out where the whole court system is handled by AI, and you can present your case, and AI. Crap, what was it called?
I gotta watch that.
Chris Pratt. What's his name? Chris Pratt.
Oh, like Hail Mary.
Yeah. Huh?
No, that's not Chris Pratt.
No. That was the terrible movie, the space movie. I thought it was super boring.
Oh, is it bad? I haven't seen that one yet.
I mean, I thought it was lame. I did. It was pretty boring. I thought it started strong.
I like the movies.
But anyway,
like, so. Anyway,
but this is but no, this is all about it. And it's sentences, and the whole thing is there's a timer, and if you don't prove yourself, it puts you to death.
What?
Like, yeah. So it was a pretty wild movie. I can't remember the name of it. Mercy. That's it.
I didn't know that's what it was about. I've seen that on Prime or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to watch that. That's super compelling.
It is pretty good.
Cool.
Especially if you like AI. Like, it was a pretty decent flick. It was very high tension. You were gonna be like stressed out this entire movie. Like, it is very high anxiety, because like this dude has a timer on his life that he has to prove his case, and it's a murder case.
Wow.
And if he does not prove without a reasonable doubt to a computer, right?
That's why I brought up the judicial system. I didn't know this movie was a thing, but so I'm not the only one, obviously, who thinks that this could be the next thing like that.
No, and Minority Report. That's another big one, right? Where Yeah, great movie where it makes calculations to see if you were going to commit a crime in the future and then put you in prison before you
But
do it.
wasn't that like telepathic twins in a pool or something that told the stories? Wasn't that two people that were in a swimming pool that were all white, hooked up to stuff that fed the computer system? I don't think it was AI.
I don't even know. I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly.
it
I
was
haven't
like
seen that movie in forever now.
it's been a long time.
Yeah. It's been a minute. But yeah.
But the concept is the same, right? Like
Yeah.
AI making these preemptive decisions because it isn't empathetic, it isn't sympathetic.
Right.
It
It's
sees the
logic.
facts, it knows the outcome, what the outcome could be, the possibilities of that outcome. And then now you've got X amount of time to prove yourself innocent.
Yeah. Life has become if this then that.
Yeah. That's a good title for a movie.
If this then that. Yeah, that would be a really good title for a movie. For sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would love to hear people in the comments. Like there's a lot of AI haters out there, and there's a lot of AI supporters out there, and this is like such an interesting subject because we're not talking about like, did AI make art that was taken from someone else's, someone else's art catalog and piece it together and like rip it. Like this is different. This is like governing people's lives, right?
Yeah.
So this is a really interesting subject that we're going to have to deal with. And even if somehow we make it through this without, even if this ends up going another 20 years before this stuff starts to happen, our kids have to deal with this. Now, I could see this being a future in 5 years or, right around there. But like, this is this is way more serious than I think than stealing. This is like, this is wild. This is telling people that they can no longer pay their bills. This is possibly making people homeless. This is maybe in the future putting people in jail, right? Like running countries. Who knows? This is like
running militaries, running
tactical military. Like wow. I mean, we're already seeing that, right? Like we've already been a part in our timeline of AI, like
aiding in
figuring
war.
out where to strike and like it's absolutely wild. And there's no way YouTube's gonna not throttle this video because of all this government stuff. But but it's super interesting. It's super interesting. And I don't know how you don't talk about it, right? But anyway, very interesting story. This is happening in real life now. People losing their jobs now because AI says they're not good enough employees.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's the first of what we're going to start seeing. So you're right. Like this isn't, and I still have this argument on X and on Instagram where people see like Adam Bombbody. I love her to death. She is such a good creator. Bless her heart. She put up 2 thumbnail images the other day. One that she had done herself in Photoshop or Canva or whatever she used. I can't remember what she said she used. And then she throws it into ChatGPT to help with camera or lighting and some shadow work, like a 2-second edit. And they're identical pictures. Just one has got a crisper look to it and it just looks more professional. So do you spend another hour and a half doing that in Photoshop or Lightroom or even learning how to do that? Or do you give ChatGPT the prompt and the thumbnail and say 10 seconds later, it has finished it for you? I think give it to ChatGPT. I think she did exactly what she's supposed to do. Like these tools, tools.
Yep.
She got lit up in the comments on X from people hating on AI generated artwork and learn how to do it yourself. And I went to her defense and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You think you're telling me that you can make all of these edits yourself faster than ChatGPT could?
Well, people don't care if you do it faster. The problem, I mean, but
the argument was, he's like, oh, you could, in the amount of time you took to prompt, you could have just done it yourself.
No,
well, then I looked at his account and he's an artist.
Oh,
so
he's super fast with the tools.
You're defending it. Like this
but people
that on your own industry.
Yeah. And people that don't know how to do these things are going to be able to do those things. And it's going to unlock all different kinds of things that they can do and different ways they can be creative. And I think it's great. Look, no, like they didn't, Ford did not scrap the car because everyone off that like
Because all
horse
the
and
cowboys
buggies were
said,
going to be.
no, I want to ride a horse to work.
Yeah, the printing press did not go down because, you know, like none of these things are ever going to go back to the way they were. They are not, no matter what we do. So like sometimes like there are things that happen that you should not make peace with when it's like violence and war and, you know, all of these things. But like there are tools that are out there to save people time, to enrich their you know, their ability to do things that they normally wouldn't be able to because they don't have an artistic bone in their body, right? But they are now able to express themselves, and they can use tools to make everything smarter and faster. It's weird to me that people yell about those things, but companies like Google now have like, I can't remember what it is, 60%, 70% of their code is written by AI, and no one's yelling about the poor coders that are out of work.
Yeah.
Like the software
okay with that.
engineers, all of these people, right? Like, but the thing is, are they out of work? No, production is just going up. What you are expected to produce is going up by 50, 60, 70%.
Right.
So most of the people still have the jobs, but the output is now being multiplied by X amount. And it's always how technologies work. We should, if we took what we can use with tools and say, okay, now we can just lay those people off, or people don't have to work as hard anymore, we would all be working an hour a week, right?
And look like the
but we're
characters
not.
from Wall-E.
Yeah, exactly. But we're not. We are working
But we're not.
more
Right.
and producing 100x, and that's the way this is going to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know. These tools are here to stay. They just are. And this generation will eventually get old and die. And all of the people growing up are going to have zero things to say about any of this because it will be how it always was.
It'll be normal, right? Yeah,
it will be normal.
It's the computer generation of today. Like when you and I were kids, we didn't have computers. We didn't have cell phones.
There was no internet.
There was no internet. There was nothing.
We walked uphill both ways to school every day.
Absolutely. I rode a moose to school, for God's sakes.
Moose necks.
But you're right. Like when the next generation comes along, it's just going to be so normal that no one's going to care. Like you're just expected to know how to use these things. Just like now we're expected to know how to use our cell phone and how to use a calculator because they weren't a thing either back in the day.
Do you remember when people were like, you have to learn math because you're not going to be walking around with the calculator in your pocket all the time.
100% remember my math teacher yelling at me like, you take your math, like in grade 10, you take your calculator into a test and you had to put it in a box because you had to do it all by hand. You're never going to use that in the real world. What?
Yep.
So we've been there before, and things just change
throughout all of history.
Change.
Since the beginning of written history, this has been a thing. It always will be. It always will be. Tools will come out. People will get freaked out.
It's just happening faster than it did before. I think it's
a
big part of what scares people is it's so much quicker.
It's quicker, but it also has the potential to go so much more wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with that too.
You know, like it can go so wrong.
But like last year, this time we were using AI, but in 1 year, how much more efficient have you become because of what the advancements in that AI?
Insanely more efficient.
Like
I am doing things
10,000x. Like I'm doing things I could never think of doing.
Yeah, I'm doing things at work that I should have needed a 4 to 6 year degree.
Yeah.
But but now I just have AI do it.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
And
you know,
you back everything up. You know, we have all these protocols to make sure that the things that we do to make our lives easier have protection, I guess, if you want to call it that, so that if something goes south, it takes seconds to undo anything that we've done. Like, yeah, it's just, to me, it's just absolutely fascinating.
It is.
And like I said earlier, when we're in meetings, my brain's just clicking with, okay, I can do something for that. I can maybe do something that I can make her job way easier if I did this. And I just think we're just in such a time.
We are. And And we use AI a lot, but not for creative things. We don't use it for any kind of art. We
No.
don't. Our art teams are still very much everything is by hand in the creative process of a human brain.
Yeah.
And but even the things that we use AI for, it has cost 0 people their jobs.
Correct.
We have not replaced anyone with AI, and we don't intend on doing so either.
The only thing that it's doing
but
is just increasing productivity at a faster
it
rate.
is. It
Things
is.
that
Mhm.
I could have done or built over 6 or 7 months,
Yep.
and which in year like I've been with companies since it opened, and we used to do automations, if you would want to call them, back then with Make and with all these
Mhm.
other types of things that took me weeks to create.
Yep.
I can now do in a day. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just become more efficient.
It has. And there's no signs of it slowing down either.
Yeah, no,
The only thing that can slow this down is the cost of tokens.
I know. That's why I switched a bunch of stuff to local so that I don't have to
Yeah.
use as many tokens anymore.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
But
one of the worst things, right? Is I got 3 or 4 tabs, I got four projects on the go, and I'm just music's blaring, I'm going crazy, and then I hit my token limit. And it's like,
yeah.
your tokens will renew in 3 hours and 14 minutes. I'm like,
That is the worst. How am I supposed to work? I gotta do things by hand.
No.
Why even bother?
Yeah.
It is funny though, because as time goes on, we will have a Fable 5 that you can run locally on a computer, right? Like
Oh, I know.
it's not
That'll be
like
so exciting.
I know it really is, because the things you can run now locally were cutting edge models.
Yeah.
You
A
know,
year ago.
like yeah, it's so nuts. So this continue to escalate and just become more and more accessible for people. And the cutting edge models will continue to be insanely expensive. So if you want to be cutting edge, it's going to cost you. But there's a lot more options now for if you don't want to spend a lot of money on tokens.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
100%.
yeah. Okay. So I guess this is pretty much the AI episode, AI and home automation. And because I think we're just about at time.
I know, right? We're like 8 minutes left of what we wanted to spend
Yeah.
time on. But I
Yeah.
think we hit a lot of good things. Home automation,
We
we did a
did.
lot. We did a
Yep.
lot on. Um,
Yep.
AI, I could talk about that forever as well. And again, with the
Yep.
comments, if anyone has any questions on the things we use or the products we use, or if you
Yeah.
need help with coming up with ideas of things, by all means, drop them in the comments.
Hmm.
More than happy to help people.
Yeah. We live this now. you know, it's our AI and doing automating things, and all of this is our every single day life. And it's funny because I feel like we go from trying to um, make a company run better, and then we're like, okay, now we're off of work. We automate our own lives. So
Yeah.
it never really ends. We go from
No.
doing it for work to doing it for our home lives.
I've created
It's-
my own accounting program. I've created my own social media posting things for both for Reality Bytes and for I started my own app development project where I make my own apps that are on the Android store and on the iPhone store. You can go buy my apps if you want. Like it just becomes an obsession really when I
yeah.
start thinking about all the things that I can do. I'm like, oh, I can just make that myself. Oh, I should make
Mhm.
that and see if anybody else wants to use it
The
and put out this
entire
free app for people.
the software as a service business is in big trouble.
That
Like
industry is in trouble.
when you have a program that you need to run and pay for monthly, and you pay for usage, and you pay for users, and you pay for data, if I can just say, hey Claude, or hey ChatGPT, or hey Grok, make me this program, and there's very little difference in quality, what are these companies going to do? Like the evolution of how, like, everything's just changing.
You and I talked about this earlier today where I'll get like advertisements for apps on TikTok or Instagram or something, and it's, some software as a service, some SaaS product to make your life easier. And my first thought used to be, how much does that cost? How much is it per user? Is it
Yeah.
worth it? Now my first thought is, how fast can I remake this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, and there's been a
Yeah.
lot of times I have over 4 million files in one of my development folders. You should see the amount of projects I have. Like it's
Wow. What's your
hundreds.
GitHub look like these days?
Oh, dude, crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Thank God it's all private because I don't want anybody to see that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have so many projects because I come across these ads or these things and I'm like, huh, I wonder how he made that. So then I'll just make it because I want to see how it works. I'm never going to use it, but I just want to see how it works. And then from that experience, something else that I do want to work on, I'll be like, oh, you know what? I did something with a ticket system or something when I was trying that project out. Maybe I can incorporate that into this project that I actually want to use and do. And I find myself doing it. It drives my wife crazy because I sit down here from like 7:30 in the morning to 6 o'clock at night working. I'll go upstairs and have supper, and I don't like to watch TV if my brain's working.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like movies or TV as much as I used to. So I'll sit there and
Same.
we'll watch TV for half an hour or something, and I'll be like, I'm gonna go downstairs. And she's like, fine, see you tomorrow. I'll come down to my office and I'll sit here, I'll crank my music, and I'll sit here for another 4 or 5 hours working on things I found on the internet or projects I want to try.
It's wild because you get to be creative.
I'm
these
just
things,
so creative, and things that I could never do, I can do just by thinking.
Things that are in your brain, you can now turn into actual working things.
That's fascinating. Yeah.
Right. Like, and things that even if you knew how to do them, one of these projects might take you 6 months to even build a framework for.
Right.
Now you can get it done in a day.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts. We live in a wild, wild time, man. Like it like really makes me wonder what the world is going to be like when normal, everyday Joe and Sally Walmart people figure this out. Like when, like it's just nuts. Like what
in our house, it seems normal.
Yeah.
Like my wife even thinks of things for me to do. Like she doesn't have a creative mind. She's very analytical.
Yeah.
So she's an accountant. So she is all about the numbers and procedures, and where I think outside the box about everything. So she'll come to me with a problem. She's like, hey, what do you think of this? And I'll be like, give me an hour. And I'll go downstairs and I'll do something to fix that or address that problem. But I think our household, like you say, like our house, I think is the anomaly at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
And to me, when my sister becomes that anomaly, or my other super close friends don't have any idea how this works.
Yeah.
When it's become normal to them, I can't imagine the things that people are going to be producing and making, and it's going to blow the world apart.
I can absolutely see in the very near future your wife not even needing to ask you, just invoking your smart speaker and saying, hey, I would like to do this. And it's like, okay, done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Done. There you go. Right? Like, we're not far off from that.
No. Like, I have a system on my computer. I don't know if it'll come across on the mic, but I'll try it.
Okay.
So don't say anything. It picks up voice. It has trigger words. So it's not listening until I say something. But it can read my email, schedule appointments, look at my calendar, look at Slack, look at ClickUp, whatever I want, and it's controllable from any of my smart pads in my house or my desktop.
Sick.
Hey Jarvis.
Yes, Todd.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yes, Todd.
So I paused there for a second because it picks up the conversation, and it's a conversational model. So I can have an hour conversation with Jarvis if I want to, and it'll do tasks for me, run code for me. I can say, hey Jarvis. Hey Jarvis.
Did you pause the mic?
I did, yeah. I gotta wait. There we go. Hey Jarvis. Hey Jarvis. Now it's not working. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Hey, Jarvis. Oh my God, now it's not. Can you launch Call of Duty for me? And then up on my screen, I don't know if you heard that, but it says Call of Duty is launching now, and the Blizzard launcher just launched, and now Call of Duty is launching.
So give me that was a hilarious fail, which I'm sure it works all the time flawlessly until you're on a podcast talking about it. But so explain to me how you have this running.
So I have it's a Python script that uses a whisper model to transcribe the things that I say. So I've shut it off so it won't do it right now. Yeah. And I talk to it, it transcribes it. It uses my Ollama server because it's close and quick and doesn't cost me anything to translate what I said into text, then tells Claude what I said. It generates the response or does the action that I've asked it to do, sends it back to Whisper, which sends it back from text to voice, uses ElevenLabs and picks the voice that I want, which is the Jarvis voice, and then spits back conversation. And all that happens in about 3 seconds. So when I say, like, it's off now, but when I say, hey, Jarvis, it takes 2 seconds for him to reply. Sometimes. And the reply is conversational. Yeah. The reply is conversational. So it's never, hey, Todd.
So do you have an agent running? Do you have an agent running on your PC that knows how to launch things?
Yes. So it runs through, a lot of it runs through Home Assistant and through the Home Assistant, what's this thing called? Just the Home Assistant agent that runs on my desktop. Oh. To trigger different things. So I can tell it to turn my sprinklers on in the backyard. I can tell it anything that I want that's hooked up to Home Assistant, it'll do that as well. And anything on my computer. And if it's like, if I said, hey, Jarvis, open up Slack, and it didn't, it would say, I don't have that as a skill. Would you like me to install that so that I can open up Slack for you? And I'd be like, yeah, please do. And then it would open up Slack. It's so cool.
That's pretty
all done through scripting. Doesn't cost anything. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I do pay for an ElevenLabs license.
Oh yeah.
It's like $100 a year. So it's like $10 a month.
Speaking of that, ElevenLabs is absolutely insanely phenomenal, especially if you use the right model, the more expensive model to clone your voice. It is almost indistinguishable. And I cannot wait until I can get a model that runs local that is that quality. Don't think we're far off from that, because like being able to use whatever voice you want to give your AI assistant's personality, or just to be able to switch things up, and like there's so many different cool things you can use that for. And I'm really looking forward to. There are some good ones right now, but they are not the quality of the highest quality ElevenLabs one, which is just absolutely phenomenal. I love ElevenLabs.
And there's so many voices that you can pick from if you didn't want to use your own voice. Like there's got to be thousands of them. And there's even like celebrity ones now that are on a higher level tier. Like you have to pay more.
Because they're licensed from the celebrities.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's like Samuel Jackson and Judi Dench and crazy. Like Judi Dench is actually the voice of my glasses. So when I talk to Meta, it's like talking to Q from Mission Impossible.
That's really cool.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I want Samuel Jackson to be my AI's life narrator, and just have him use the emmer effer word every other word. Yeah. That would be hilarious. That would be pretty But that's the thing with those types of things. You could switch it every day. You could switch it every hour.
Oh yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yeah. I could have the same scripting model run and have the wake word be like 4 or 5 different words. And I could say, hey, Judy, and Judi Dench would show up.
Yeah.
I could say, hey, Samuel, and Samuel's voice would show up. Yeah, well, I should try that actually. That's a pretty good idea.
You should. You should.
But this Jarvis thing is awesome, because I could sit here and at the end of my day, I'm like, oh, I got to do this thing for Skeeva tomorrow. So I won't even touch anything. I'll just be like, Jarvis, can you remind me to do this for Skeeva tomorrow at 9 o'clock? Sure, Todd, I'll put it in your calendar. It just adds it to my calendar.
Now, how long do you think it is until you can say, Hey Jarvis. Oh crap. No, my Jarvis just went off.
Oh.
Skeeva just asked me to do something. Will you go and look and see what it is and just finish it for me? I'm going to bed.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Can you check my
it
DMs
can
on
already
Slack?
hook into the API for Slack.
Yeah, it already
Right?
is.
It
It's
can
in
already
there.
it can probably it could if I bet you could make it do that already.
Yeah, the thing you asked me to do in Make,
Yeah.
I bet you I could tell it to just go do that.
Hmm.
Because it's already tied into Make too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
I should try
That
that
is true.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
can you go into my DMs from Skeeva? He said something about Make automations. Can you just go handle that and see if it'll
That's
read
the type of thing that I am really looking forward to that being very common. You know,
Yeah.
just go. There's a thing. Someone just asked me. Just go handle it.
Yeah.
Okay. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be super cool.
Oh well, and we're so close. Actually, we're probably there. We just need to implement it. I'm sure
It's
you'll have it
probably
running
more
by the next podcast.
I'm probably gonna have it make it.
Well, dang. This was a lot of fun, man. Is there anything else you think we should touch on before we wrap this up?
I just wanted to talk gaming for like 2 seconds because I think
Oh,
this
yeah.
is hilarious.
Yeah.
On a not so funny note, I'm a big Call of Duty fan. Everybody knows that. I play a ton of Call of Duty. That's how I relax. As funny as that sounds.
You murder.
To me, that is
you relax by murdering.
I do. Now we're getting pulled from YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at night if I need to unwind and not think, I'll play Call of Duty because I don't have to. It just makes me relax. I don't know. I've been playing it for 15 years, so
Yeah.
So in 2 weeks, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, the open beta launches. So I'm super excited for that. But this year's also the dawn of a game that we've been waiting for like a decade, Grand Theft Auto 6. And we all know it's coming November 12th, I think it's November 12th this year.
Yep.
Around then, anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely affects our launch schedule.
Yeah, it's
along with
affected our
every
launch,
other
right?
gaming company.
Nobody wants to launch a game around Grand Theft Auto.
That's suicide. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the United States has done something even different. Like instead of just not launching video games, they are actually giving United States Army officers who re-enlist between now and I'm going to say the end of November. No, between now and November 14th. Any officer who re-enlists and signs a contract between now and November 14th will get a 4-day pass to play Grand Theft Auto 6 when it releases. You get a paid leave to play Grand Theft Auto in November when it releases if you join the military today.
Yeah.
That is the best propaganda video thing to join the military I've ever seen in my entire life. That is
so that is in that 4 days, every country that hates us is going to attack during that time.
Oh my God, that's sad, but it's probably true.
Like, a video game has just next level world changing capabilities when the military is giving the forces time off to go play this game.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the Department of the Army memorandum signed by the CO, Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Hodgson. I don't know who that is. To establish the re-enlistment incentive program to promote retention, boost morale, and reward the continued dedication of the soldiers of the 9th Brigade Engineering Battalion. 4-day paid leave to play Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm just flabbergasted when I saw this article today.
When will the government do that for a Flat2VR Studios game?
Yeah, right? RoboQuest 2. Everyone gets 4 days off.
Absolutely wild. The time, like, I I wish my dad was still alive so I could read him this story, because like the amount of times that I got yelled at about how video games are garbage and never amount to anything, it's like, hey, guess what? The military's giving everyone 4 days off to go play this video game. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Absolutely nutty. I love it.
That was the nuttiest news article I read today, and I had to bring it up. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. We were chuckling before the show over that story too, which was it's just wild. It just really goes to show,
and it just shows you what an impact that game has, right?
Yeah.
Like $6 billion in development.
Yep.
I think it's surpassed the development budget in pre-sales.
Yeah.
Like,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's absolutely nuts. You spend $6 billion on a game and then you make that money back in pre-sales.
The game, no one's even played it. Nobody has played it.
Yeah.
And they've already made
It's already made $6 billion.
Yeah.
Like what?
Bonkers.
What? Meanwhile, the rest of the video game industry is falling apart because no one's buying games.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what?
But I'll drop $90 on a game I've never played or seen or
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited to play it, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, and I am too. Right, I will be playing this game on launch day.
Yeah, and the crappy part is I want to play this on PC,
and I do too.
Until January.
And the thing is, I think we've all been there for the release of every Grand Theft Auto game, and we have all seen the condition that these games launch in.
That's true.
And that if you wait a year, the like 100x quality increase that will become Grand Theft Auto 6, but we're still going to play it on launch day, and we're going to play it in the worst state it'll ever be in, and none of us will be able to put that controller down.
Yep.
So
yeah, I'm going to have to dust off my PlayStation so I can play it on launch day instead of waiting until the spring.
Yeah. I mean, I played Grand Theft Auto 5 all the way through on my PlayStation 3 when that game first came out.
Wow, PS3, hey?
PS3, and to this day I still fire that game up on PC. Insane graphics, ray tracing, it's just so much different. It's like a totally different game now. And when it first launches, there'll be no online version, right? And GTA Online is a whole different world, living, breathing world full of millions of people all living out their crime fantasies. It's super wild, man.
The role play servers that exist out there for Grand Theft Auto 5, man, they're gonna get such an overhaul when 6 comes out. It's gonna be crazy. I see them on TikTok all the time, these RP servers where people are playing like Highway Patrol, whatever. And there's so many people.
That's pretty cool. Truly is. And this will be such an awakening of what's going to happen with AI in video games. Like it's really
heavily using AI. So
Yep. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Can't wait. Give it to me now.
Cool. Well, this was a lot of fun. This is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be, because I didn't think we were going to talk as much on these topics. But
I mean, either I was like, oh, we'll blow through all these topics in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Never happens. Ever.
Nope.
Too funny. All right. Well, you want to plug anything before we go? You got anything coming up? Anything new and exciting?
Not really. I mean, we got cool games coming. I mean, we could always plug if people out there haven't watched, I don't know why you wouldn't have watched the showcase, but we announced High on Life VR, we announced System Shock VR, a Trombone Champ DLC full of all Disney songs and like new environments and all kinds of fun stuff. So at least at Flat2VR Studios, we have all kinds of fun stuff coming. We have let me just say, okay, like I feel like High on Life and System Shock VR got all of the attention from the Flat2VR games that were put into the showcase. But oh my God, did you see the Out of Sight trailer?
Yeah,
like Out of Sight VR is a game that we did with the gang, and we and we're bringing it to Quest. And the trailer that our team put together,
the music
VR, it was just blew my mind. It's just so good. It's so good, and I love that game, and it's so much fun. And all the trailers are really, really good. Don't get me wrong; they're all super hype. But man, something spoke to me with the final release
Yeah,
of
it was
the
creepy.
VR
Like,
trailer.
they
It's
did
really good.
Yeah, they did really good.
Yeah,
job.
really, really good. So go check those trailers out. Head over to our to the Flat2VR Studios YouTube channel. Check them out if you don't know. If you somehow missed the announcements, and we got a lot of good stuff coming. So I'll leave my plugs with that.
Cool. I'm only going to plug one thing. I don't know when this episode is going to air, so I don't know if it's going to be live or not, but keep your eyes out for, we're going to give away a pair of XREAL One S glasses, which I don't have with me at the moment, but we do have a Gleam giveaway that is probably out right now. So make sure you check out our socials for a link to that to, sign up and win yourself a pair of cool AR glasses. Yeah.
XREAL
Courtesy of
glasses are
XREAL.
so rad. So
I wear them like
definitely.
every day,
Mhm.
literally every day.
Yeah, they're super awesome.
They're so good. Yeah, I posted a video or a picture on TikTok or on YouTube the other day of this weekend. I worked with them. I just plugged them into my MacBook, and it was awesome. This screen, I got so much done. Yeah, it's awesome. They're great.
They are. They really are. They're awesome if you travel. They're awesome if you don't have like a really huge monitor in front of you all the time. You can get a 500-inch screen up on your wall and like still see the rest of the world and pin the screen there. And
and walk
it's
around
really, really
and-
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. And if you want that for free, then better be getting to that Gleam.
Keep your eyes open for the link.
Mhm.
Yep. We'll be posting it soon. All right. Well, that was fun.
That was good times.
Good times. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Welcome to the Reality Bytes podcast.
I went down and visited Skeeva.
I got to see that maple light.